Let's see how we're doing. Cool. So let me take into account what we've had up to now. So there was the traffic private. If I look for 8443, I should be able to go to what was it like? Yeah, traffic private. Yeah, because it's HTTPS. Okay. So that's working. And we have the Argo CD, the portal, Longhorn, and public and private traffic. So then I should be able to do the same for public. And again, yeah, that has basically nothing because we don't have anything publicly exposed yet. And then the thing that I was doing before is the external. So yeah, the external DNS thing was. Should I have to put that over here? I really don't want to give out my IP addresses. But actually I can just show, if I filter for CNAMEs, I can show them. Yeah, so it's doing all of this, right? So the things that it was managing was like the Argo CD record. Because if we go to the ingresses, the Argo CD has the right things to say, yep, argocd.com. And then, was it on here or somewhere else that it should be targeting it? I thought there was, I had one as a test. Because it should be, if I delete this, or did I fully remove that? I may have fully removed that. Let me double check that it's actually managing. So external DNS. Oh. What problem does it have? Create container config error? Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I forgot to run secrets because external secrets wasn't set up. That would do it. Okay, so that'll be good in a second. I forgot that's part of my initialization thing. That'll all come through in a minute. Yeah, there's the external secret stuff now. So then should start seeing this one roll through stuff now. Damn. Now it's running. That'll take a second to resolve, but I should probably do that and let it completely restart. There it goes. Yep, and there's the Cloudflare credentials, which will allow this to come up to allow it to actually do something. So yes, this one is filtered for only things that have access public, which I don't think is anything that I have at the moment. Yeah, a bunch of label selectors for it, but nothing that's actually set to be, or actually it would be more like that. Okay, hold on. So under templates. Right, there's that, and then any public records that I make, which should be through Blacksmith, or my configuration. Yeah, which I don't have any public records. Or no, it's this one. So it should be at home and uptime X, which are created. Yeah, so this home, if I delete it, and then it's gonna do the thing, so like just prove it, it's gone. That record doesn't exist anymore. If I refresh and refilter, in a minute, it'll come back. So those are like the endpoints or DNS endpoint, or what was the resource name on that? DNS endpoint. Yeah, so these two. So as soon as it does its next refresh, which, yep, there it goes. So, yep, and now it is back. Cool. So that allows us to do external DNS, so publicly accessible things, because right now none of those things exist. Both of those will end up being routed elsewhere, actually. They'll both end up being routed to my, yeah, to different points. Yep, that was my alerts telling me that it was down. So, what we have now is we have this external, we have the public resolver. Resolve this stuff. And then what I need now is a resolver that I can use internally. Right, so like, let's see, light mode. Dark mode, there we go. So like right now, we have Cloudflare, which is holding our public DNS records, or records for our publicly exposed services, or vaguely publicly exposed. Some of them are actually public, some of them are less public. But so yeah, we have that, and then we have the external DNS operator, which is syncing in between these two and making sure that any, so yeah, that I have a couple of these. Like this is my public ingress for Home Assistant. Another one for the like uptime page. My status pages, right? So these create records to the external DNS operator. And it makes sure that those records are available in Cloudflare. So that somebody from the internet goes and tries to hit one of these things. When they hit it, they can get directed to the right data center ingress to our traffic, which then is able to route it to wherever. So they both have, I think that was the other thing, is both of the traffic services have IP addresses, right? So like I will set these statically later, but you can see like one is private ingress, the other one is a public ingress. So like the public data will hit that one, the private data will hit that one. So now what I want is to essentially copy most of this, except this is going to be private ingress for things like traffic dashboard or the Argo CD. And instead of syncing these records, basically, because what this is syncing is the load balancer IP that you have to hit to get to this ingress. So in that case, this is going to be the public traffic, and for the private endpoints, it's going to be the private traffic. But instead of syncing this data over to Cloudflare, which you can do, because this will end up being a private DNS, it can be a private IP address instead of a public one, so it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but I would prefer not to do that, and plus I have another goal of doing this. So instead, we're going to put AdGuard as a internal DNS resolution here. So with this, now it means that my private network clients can talk to AdGuard for their DNS, and they'll be able to see all of the internal DNS records. And then anybody not in the correct network is going to end up hitting the Cloudflare stuff, and then they won't be able to see any internal stuff. So it's the main goal today is to get these two components up and running. Because I already have the DNS resolver, right? So I would essentially copy paste this. Like this is going to be easy. So like private resolver is basically take this, paste. This actually gets removed because we don't need the Cloudflare credentials. And then we just change public to private. Pretty much. And then we can remove this stuff. And then the only thing that I need to change now is changing the AdGuard, because I have to actually add the AdGuard webhook provider. So right, so we can look at this. So the webhook provider is actually a webhook. If I'm remembering this right, yeah, it's a sidecar to that, right? Right, I need an AdGuard URL and password, which is going to be slightly different. So, first thing we can do is take this public stuff, add a private. So yeah, custom external records. I'm actually going to leave. Let me actually go into Flagsmith real quick and make make that thing real quick. So this, we're going to make a new one called custom internal DNS records. enabled by default. It's for external DNS, and it's just going to be empty. There's nothing here. So I don't have any custom internal records I want to have, but just so that they are there. Internal. Okay. So now we have some other things to deal with. So we've done a lot of the external stuff, and now I need to start making the internal stuff. So external DNS is the app. We don't have to mess with that. External DNS, private records versus public records. Ah, right. So that needs to get replaced with private records, and we'll just create another one for that. So yeah, private records still there, just not enabled. Actually, I should be working on the production because that's where we're going to pull from first. So then we don't need these. We don't need these. Then let's make another one called internal DNS record target. And what this is going to do is it's just going to take... Actually, I can have it target the service specifically. No, I don't want to do that because this is external. So in this case, I need to set what the load balancer of the private endpoint is going to be, which in this case is going to be... I think it's 91 is the private. Yeah, and I'll nail these down later, but for right now, 91. This is going to be external DNS. So now I can see my internal DNS record target is this 10.0.0.91, so that it hits the private endpoint. Internal DNS record target, perfect. Which is pretty much all the things we have here now. But we need to go through and start configuring this stuff. So first we gotta add... So yeah, the provider is going to be webhook. And then external DNS webhook. Webhook. How does one do it though? So I think I'm trying to find where the configuration for the webhook is, like not in Helm. I guess using the Helm instead of this would be helpful. Do I rent? No. Maybe later I'll do that, but it's not really worth it right now. In the... No, I should do it because there's a service monitor there that I'm going to want. Alright, well. Let's look at this as an example. Alright. Dependencies. The name is external DNS. Alright. Yeah. External DNS. For repository is the Bitnami charts. Version. Does it show what the current version is? No. Chart version 7.1.2. And then alias. It's going to be. So one's going to be public. I guess that's another option. I just call it public. And then it just works like that. So yeah, then we copy this. Private. And then we figure out the other stuff. So for example, private. All right, I also need a condition. Is private.enabled. And, oh no, that one's public. And public.enabled. All right. So, right. I gotta look at the actual values file as well. They have one for like provider. Yeah. So in here, we're gonna say provider is webhook. Where's this end up going? Was it part of the config map? I don't know, it was just part of this. Oh, right, it's automatic. It's automatic, yeah, so that's fine. So provider webhook. So I don't actually have to, it's not used for the ingresses, it's used for everything else. Or for the custom ones. All right. So what we're gonna do here. Yeah, webhook. Let's look back at this. Extra args. Right. So now what I need is and I need this sidecar. These reports release version is all right, that's creating that. What's the release version? packages. Yeah, v5.0.0 is the current image version. The rest of this is pretty much fine. I'll leave that on for now. This is going to be where we get a little tricky. That's all fine. So I guess I'll deal with this in a little bit of actually getting that automatic. For now, I'll just hard code it at some point. Like value is going to be, I can do a certain amount of ones. Like I know this is just going to be the AdGuard service value. This is going to be like HTTP like adguard.svc.local, something like that. KS service URL. Yeah, there it is. So we dot external DNS dot service dot local. The user will just be, and the password will just be password for right now. I will get that set up to be actually correct at a later date, but this is going to work for now. So now, got all that. So that's private done. So now I just need to remember what I did for the public resolution. And then the custom records can actually stay. But the CRDs... Okay, so I want the... So domain and target, all this stuff still applies, but it's for custom endpoints. I need to make sure in the custom endpoints. All right. Okay, so yes, the private resolver is not needed anymore. I guess no, it does need other things. This is all the custom endpoint stuff. We're going to say you're going to be the one that's going to be CRDs create true. So it'll just always... Yeah, private will be the one that always is on. So I guess that's... Just so that I don't screw myself later. Private will always be enabled. So this I don't need. So public records, like private is assumed as it'll always be there. You always have private records, but public ones need to be exposed. So that should be fine. Sidecar, the webhook, and then I need to also make sure that it's filtering the right things. So for the Helm chart, Okay, there we go. Now I can do, so in here it looks like provider. So the default policy is going to be upsert only. And then it's going to have a label filter from this. Where access equals private. I think that's the only stuff. Oh, the sources, right? I need to make sure that it's looking. So the private one's actually going to have more sources. Say like. How do you set its, like the provider is the webhook, but how do you set the actual sources? Do I just have to add the custom things, or should it be in the... Where is it? So this should be... Yeah, I saw it. Go back. Dot values, dot sources. Yeah, okay. Sources, so it's going to be ingress. Actually, I forget, does the label filter only apply to the ingresses, or does it apply to everything? Okay, so the external DNS sources. No, I want the current. Okay. Right, CRD, v5, gateways. So I want ingress, node, and service. Actually, do I want the service? I actually don't think... I need the service one. I think just ingress and node will work. Because I'm not going to be able to, like, network-wise access them unless they have an ingress, so... Ingress and node will work. There's private. Then let's do public real quick. These get moved down here. It is going to need some of these things, but we'll find out in a second. So the private resolver. Oh, right, CRD is the other one. I actually wonder. I will worry about the custom ones later. I'll keep the values here, but I will worry about them later. I'm not going to be able to worry about it later. Hold on. I need to know if the label filter actually external DNS label filter CRD. Great. Okay, so you can do annotation filtering on them, but not anything else. Wow, 4 years ago somebody asked for this. Does it actually do it? And I guess we'll find out, but like if they don't fight over the custom resources, then it does the thing that I want it to do, which will work out well. So, right, private. Now let's look at the public. So that'll have to move somewhere. These are the custom endpoint stuff. Yes, okay. So this is, I need provider, Cloudflare. Policy, insert only, label filter, access equals public. All right. And then sources, ingress, and then CRD. But that is if, right? So I need this actually to be if equal custom internal DNS records enabled true. Right, then add CRD. Then I want a similar thing over here. Set external. Then add the CRD flag. I'm not going to worry too much about the filter, domain filter, because I think that's fine. Yeah, domain, target, the actual records themselves, and whether or not they're enabled. Or I guess it's going to create them regardless. See, I need to put this in a if what's a Golang template if Okay, so that's how. So it's not equal, it's just this. So if, oh, I actually forgot to even call the function. If env of this, so if it returns a boolean of true, then add crd. Then for this, again, I want dot values dot public custom endpoints dot enabled. It'll do that. And I guess I could do the same thing for, because I have custom internal DNS records as well. Same thing. Private, 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 private. Because I still have these things here. Right, so now I have that. So I need these envs. Secret? Is it going to be secret containing extra? There's all this stuff. How is it supposed to look? Oh, that's helpful. Okay, so let's look at the deployment again. Should be like extra env. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Okay, there are things for this. So for Cloudflare, I do want them proxied. True. Okay, so I need to fix these things to be... Okay. See, this makes a lot more sense. So now, for example, under Cloudflare, this email be like that. Email. External DNS secret name. What does that mean? Where does that come from? Oh dear God. Okay, so I create a secret name under here, right? So we have secret name. Oh, right, I created the secret. So I actually can do this. I'll say I don't need the CRDs. Don't need the RBAC. I don't need the private resolution anymore. I just need to make sure I get everything out of the public one. Right. So yeah, I have it as this. Oh, right, because the remote secret has it set as... okay. So I think I need to go and change that. Now the question is, does this need it to be API key? No, it can be whatever. Okay. So I now need to go to go to AWS and my secrets manager and get that figured out. Actually, okay. Because traffic needs it to be... Actually, traffic doesn't care what it is. So I need to change the key to something else. There we go. So I should be able to now say, instead of API key, I need it to be where'd it go? I need it to be Cloudflare API token. Right, I think that's the one I was using. Yes, API token. So now I need to go to all right. So now that's fine. So the secret name is the cloud secret. And then the secret gets set up with all the right things. Actually, I can even move into there. Public dot Cloudflare dot secret name. Yep. Cloudflare. And then actually, I don't need the secret key. I just need the remote secret. Okay. Now I have Cloudflare. I have my policy, my label filter, my sources. Is there anything else that I had to do? It doesn't look like it. And then obviously the custom endpoint stuff. So now I can probably remove the public exporter. So now I have my private and public. Let me double check my flags here. For external DNS. So I do have some custom external. I don't have any internals. I don't want us to try, so turn those off. Public records I want on. The target for the external is going to be the data center. Internal 91. Okay. So I think at this point, I have enough where I can say move external DNS to home chart config and let it run and see how it goes. And then I just gotta wait on that to build and we'll see what happens. So I have a feeling there's a few things that are already not happy, but alright. Oh. What? Line 50. Ew, that's... I think that's a bug in my code. I might have to actually edit flag ops. I might have to add a fix to flag ops. So let's go into the template engine. So this is the dot part. So if I evaluate it as a string, so I guess that's an edge case of the open feature provider for Flagsmith. So env custom internal DNS records. Type mismatch, Flagsmith value nil. It's not a valid string. Okay. Yeah, that's from inside of open feature. So hold on. Hold up here. The go contrib, something like that. Yeah, go SDK contrib for providers for Flagsmith. So I remember was there something about it? So there was something about the Go one where if it's disabled and I still try to evaluate the string, I wonder, can I find it had a, well, did it show an error code? Because I want to be able to handle that. Type mismatch. Type mismatch code. Been featured. Was it a parsing error? It should be. There's the right, a type mismatch code, so it's a resolution error. Is that the only places that these things are used? It would appear so. So if it's a resolution error, if errors.is so is the error a is it in a there's something like Golang past error to custom type, something like that. Yeah, that one. If OK equals error dot open feature resolution error. Okay. So if it gets that nil thing, so then you can double check of e dot. This should be a resolution error, right? But it doesn't expose the code. Why doesn't it expose the code? I mean, that's fine, but like... Then why are these exported? So then how do I get the... But I want the error code out. I want to be able to check the error code. So I just can't... I can't check the error myself. It's really gonna make me do this, isn't it? All right. Strings.has prefix e.error type mismatch. Can't believe this is how I have to check it. Evaluating a disabled results in a null value. Return a empty string and no error. Try that. Still fine? Still good? Yep. Alright, well, that's not working very well, but it is... Actually, I do want to read this again. Alright. So now if I go... to my templates. Interesting. Context exceeded. Interesting. I swear. Why can't I just have it? Why can't I just have the error code? Or something that exposes the error code, please? I'm really tempted to just make that PR, but... maybe that'll be what I do, because that literally takes 2 seconds to add a little function that says, hey, I want to get the error code out. So that should allow it to evaluate correctly. Or not. Oh, he does it at the flagsmith level? Hold on, I gotta figure something out. Let's grab this thing real quick. So let's make one called .flagops, another folder called test, test.txt, grab this thing. Don't bother with doing that, but it's like type file, I think. Huh. So it's fine. So why does it not work here? So maybe it's not the production one? Maybe test stage. No, it works fine. So what the hell? Custom internal DNS records is the one that it's having trouble with. But just... okay. What the hell's going on? It's fine. I've run across both environments. It's fine. It's fine! Right? Custom internal DNS records. What's different? Underscore enabled? Is that what's not working? No, it says line 50. It says this line doesn't work. Even though it definitely does. I don't understand. It's using the exact same stuff. Why does this break? You see, if I enable it in production, does that work? No. It says value nil is not a valid string for line 50. But I just did this. It does work. So I can't... How can I not recreate this? Like, literally, I'm building in here, moving it to another folder, and it stops working. This is ridiculous. Okay, wait, here we go. Now it's actually doing something. Not sure how it was passing before, but... What? Sorry. What? Okay, it is staging. Or I should say, it's the fact that one of them is disabled. Except that it also doesn't make any sense. Okay, hold on. I gotta figure this out. Hold on. Let's add a breakpoint here. Whenever it gets to here. This is getting ridiculous. Okay. Right, so the feature is custom internal DNS records. Cool. So when I step here, the error is nil, the data is nil. That's fine. Am I able to find Where in here is the... It's gonna be buried in the thing, isn't it? It's just it's in the flag provider somewhere. Production flagsmith, okay. This is the production one. It works fine. This is staging. It's going to try and evaluate the same thing and get an error. Why? Why does it being enabled produce something else? And more importantly, why is it okay, fine, right? That's fine. Why? So it's not a resolution error. Alright. Whatever. I thought I understood how this works. I guess not. It's gonna output some logging. That's fine. It'll get the thing. So it's when it's enabled? So hold on. So if it's enabled, this string valuation will return nil. If it's disabled, it'll return an empty string? Right. So if the resolution error is not equal to nil and the detail reason is that it's disabled, otherwise it will try to evaluate its value as a string. Okay. So it'll still... Okay. I see. So when it returns, it's going to give out this new mismatch type error. So it'll still get back the default value, but it'll have an error. So I guess the problem is, like, I can't get to that, I don't think. Yeah, so like it just gives me a string value. Like I can't get into here and get this provider resolution detail. I don't think. I think I can get it. Flag provider dot. Yeah, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to get that out. I don't know. I mean, that works. That's all I can say is that works. Ugh, all right. So as soon as that comes back with a new tag, I'll update my pipeline here. 1.5. Go find it. Oh, do I need to tag it? I think it's on tag, isn't it? It is absolutely on tag. All right. New tag is pushed. That'll build. Then I can rerun the build and get what it means. Actually, I can just build it here, move it into there, and then run it from here. So I can actually get back to what I was trying to do originally. Okay. So yeah, that has now pushed everything. Which means in Argo CD, localhost 8080. All right, I gotta remember where the password goes. There it is. It's really gonna be an asshole about it, isn't it? All right. For some reason, copy doesn't work out of Tmux, and it's really annoying. Yeah, that sounds all right. What? Oh. So it doesn't like what exactly? Right. Metadata.name. Ew. Well, that's not good. Why did it do that? Shit. Did I break something? Let's see. Because that looks like what's supposed to happen when it gets evaluated as a string, but it has a dot in it, so it should be evaluating like an object. If it has a dot in it, do that. Why did that not happen? Like, did other things do this? No, they got done correctly, so what's up with traffic? Like, that makes no sense. Huh. There don't appear to be any changes. For a while. Like, here's a change. That still doesn't explain how the other thing happened. Yeah, how did that happen? That I don't get. Because it only happened for traffic. Oh no, it did happen for, but it only happened for production. Okay, what feature did I mess up? Don't get it. YAML validator. Alright, so that's all fine. So what the hell happened? I don't know, which ones was it? Because the things that they're referencing are... Where'd it go? Yeah, that's all the Acme stuff. Because here's app production from stuff that changed in the Helm chart and in the values. And this one's fine. And then the one like after it did that. But nothing in between there changed. No templates. Yeah, but no templates. God damn it. Hold on. Hello? Okay, there we go. I think that's working now. Cool. Hello? I think that's working now. Let's see. Why? Okay. I think that's working now. Cool. So anyway, why? What changed? Because even seems like that was fine. And then something flipped. Am I referencing something incorrectly? And those are so everywhere where I reference Acme certs, it fails. Do I have any other object-based ones that I can pull from? No, that's the only one. Okay. Try this again. Alright, what the hell's going on here? File. Okay, so yeah, why is that happening? This is Acme certs, so this should go in, good. That's not right. Alright, cloud secret. So value equals data, right? Is this map right? I have this map, cool. Huh? I'm not sure when I broke that or how I broke that, but sure. How the hell did I break that? Yeah, that's been there for weeks. Alright, whatever. It's fine. Off by one error. No. Not everything. Change from a 1 to a 0, right? Because I already split that. So I'm not starting from the first key, I'm starting from the first sub key, which is already indexed. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Okay. Let's get that running. Fix that. And then we can maybe get something that kind of looks like what we're looking for. At this point, I still haven't even deployed AdGuard. Should be something running. Oh, I didn't push the... There it goes. Alright, that'll be up in a few minutes. Six. Alright. That did it, right? Don't tell me it's still messed up. Here is it. God damn it. Why? I thought I just fixed this. Okay, so what did I just change? I do need to go in and I need to open up a... Okay, because this is getting annoying. But that doesn't change the question of why is it still broken? This should be fine. Direction, traffic, values. Well, that's a good question. Does staging do the same thing? Okay, staging does the same thing. So confused. You've got to be kidding me. Okay. I did actually push the one with 0 in it. With the exact same thing, with the exact same stuff. There we go, okay. So it just hadn't built. Okay, thank God. Whew. Let's see what we do. Because this one should actually work. This should now be public one, which means this hasn't actually started syncing yet. Gotta load target state. Custom records line 34. You know, if I was smart, I'd actually try rendering these locally, but we don't really do a lot of that smart thinking here. Do I not have... Oh, I don't have enough. I don't have a second end on these. Let me double check that. FlagOps pushed its new version. Yes. Which means I can push these up. Fix. Invalid. YAML. Okay. This can get discarded. Okay. Traffic is in a good spot. That's good. external DNS is going to slowly sync as soon as this build is done. Let's see. Almost there. In a second, we should see both the private and the public, unless it failed. Can't retrieve. Oh. It can't get... What? Why is it creating 2 external secrets? The hell? I'm not even sure what that is. Yeah, somehow I got an extra external secret. Oh, wait a minute. I bet I know why. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Because this is part of just the templates here. It's like, yeah, they're not going to get an external secret with no name because it doesn't exist. So, what does this mean? Okay. Why does it have an external secret of nothing? feel like I just need to delete the whole thing and let it rebuild from scratch instead of trying to. Really hate port forwarding into Argo. Really sucks. How about now? There we go. Let's just let it rebuild. It'll figure itself out. It's still gonna have the same issue, isn't it? Where are you getting this second external secret from? Oh, right. I forgot about that part. That's another issue. In the folder it templates to with an option to preserve the existing files. So that's why I have to now delete them in the actual GitOps thing. Git config pull.rebase true. Alright, that should allow it to. That should allow it to actually sync. And then we can take a look at that, and I think that'll probably be. I can go a little longer. All right. There it goes. What are these network policies? All right. That should be fine. So now if we go to pods, there should be... Why are you in crash loop? Oh, it doesn't have RBAC. Did it not deploy the RBAC? Oh, of course. Okay. Now in... Now, when it creates RBAC, does it create it with... I'd assume it would create it with the right names that doesn't collide, but you never know. Full name, yeah. So both of them need it. All right. Okay. While we wait for that, there is something that I want to try and do. Actually, no, I'll do that. I'll do that later. So let's try to do that. That'll build, and then that'll... I think that'll fix everything. Yeah, it also can't look up AdGuard, so that's phase... the final phase of this thing. Or I guess the first part is, do they fight over the CRDs? Or does the public only handle the public ones, private only handle the private ones? It might. We'll just have to see. Alright. External DNS. Yeah, when those show up, then that means it's actually synced. So now these should be able to do it. Why not? Does it not have... Are you serious? It doesn't have the... No, it should. Oh, the public one doesn't. Because it doesn't create them. Ah. Alright. Hold on. That's annoying. What is the API version supposed to be? It's gonna be what, crd dot. Does that mean this one will work? So that means on the public, it needs CRD's API version. No, it's still in crash loop. Or in theory, it's in crash loop. Right, that's its issue. So it has two different issues here. Okay. So let's see. Where do I need to be for this? API version. It's gonna be somewhere in. It was in. I know where it is. This is dumb. It's got me going all over the goddamn place. So it's in this. Helpers. I need to find CRDs. Really? Okay. Cluster roll. Then create all the things. Values dot. I did CRD. Not CRD, CRD. Yeah, crd.create. API version. Grab that. Right. External DNS.k8s.io/v1 alpha 1. All right, now I got to figure out add guard home helm chart. Because basically all I want to see is there anything unique that I need to put in? Because then I can just make it myself. Because I can use, where is it? The common one as a, like, BJWS GitHub. Yeah, this guy. So he has, in his Helm charts, the spiritual successor to that. Yeah. So I would be able to go to my templates into here, pull in this dependency. Name as common. Alias AdGuard. There's something about library charts that you can do. Actually, I think I want the common chart with the way that I'm doing things. Where'd it go? Damn it. There is one called other app template. Yeah, I can do this. Instead of common, I can use app template. It has, yeah, this stuff already done for you. You can just fill out the values file. So I can go to the library, common values, start doing stuff. Cool. Actually, I want app template should be up here. And this I want AdGuard. Right, so then I can go to my values and start configuring AdGuard. If we look at like another one that already exists. There's not actually a whole lot to it. The templates are a config map, which we can do. And then you just have a bunch of default values that are set. Replicas 1. We'll copy that because that sounds like a good idea. But doesn't overwrite it. Wait, configures and it copies the config map to the AdGuard directory. Does not overwrite the file already exists. Why don't we just map it in? Oh, I see. This is the initial default. When you first boot it up, it puts this in. Okay. Do I even need that? I don't think I even need that. I think just persisting the config and the data is all I really need. Yeah, I don't think I need this, or the config map. Image. Repository, AdGuard home. Tag. That looks like a latest tag with a pinned version. Full policy if not present. Time zone, ARGs. I can tweak this at some point later. Service will just yoink. This I will have to mess with because I actually want it to be one load balancer IP. But we'll mess with that. The config and the data, and then the config I'm not going to worry about. So that should in theory deploy it. I will deal with this later because I'm not actually going to use it right now. But that should mean that I can say feature at guard deployment. And then when that gets done, see it pop up. Now why? Still not syncing. That's what I want to know. Cluster roll. DNS public. So this one has it, but this one doesn't. Cool. Service main controller is required. What did I miss? Why does it need that? Persistence.data name is required. Why? Type PVC, which should be able to be service because I have the Longhorn. This is Longhorn. Existing claim, no. Data source, no. I see, so I need to do not mount path, but global mounts. There. Okay, so that has that. Persistence.data.name is required. Why? Why would name have to be required? There's no name in here. Let's try that. Fix. Persistence config. Let's see if that changes the error at all. Right, let's see. Still a problem. Why would existing claim be required? Yeah, I should be able to just use the defaults. Hmm. Does this actually go anywhere? No, it does not. Okay. Let's try that. Each of these should be 1 gig. Let's try that. So let's see if we can find anything else. Wait. What's a controller? What the hell's a controller? What's a controller? That's not... That wasn't there before. So I need to say... controllers... main... enabled true. Type components replicas 1. Fine, fine, fine. Containers. Name override, add guard. And then this image goes under that key. Right? Image, repository tag pull policy, args, env, does that. Now if I look for service main, controller main. I'm gonna guess. That seems right. Let's find out if I am right. At this point, I don't know. That has changed a lot since the last time I used it. All right. Think again. See if this works. Huh? Might actually be getting somewhere. Deployments. AdGuard. Does it not have a name? I guess so. All right. Still don't understand why the external DNS Helm chart doesn't work. Because it should be, if I did, because in the template in the, because it's in the cluster role, right? If I do crd dot API version. Oh. All right, fine. All right, hold on. So in public, let's try this. Fix public endpoint public DNS RBAC fix. It's taking a long ass time to create. I see. Okay. Okay, now we gotta go for what's wrong with this one? Seems fine. Successful, successful, successful. So what's the problem here? Failed to attach. Why? Seems fine. It's possible that this just straight up won't work here, because this uses NFS under the hood, and I don't know if the running Longhorn on a kind cluster. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna guess it doesn't work. Yeah, okay. So that takes care of that part. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Alright, so then in that case, I will actually not, for the sake of testing, will not persist any of this. So that I can actually validate that this thing actually works. I'm gonna reset my Argo port forward, because of course I do. And as soon as that runs, we can sync. And then we should, in theory, be good. Those PVCs should disappear because they aren't going to work. Now we can go back here and worry about these things. Yeah, add guards up. The public one, why is there two? Is it scaled up? I really need to be able to look at these better, because Private's degraded. That's DNS. It's public. Oh, for fuck's sake. Every time. I don't know what it is about port forwarding into this, but it just sucks. Like, why did it scale to 2? That doesn't make any sense. Like none of this stuff works. Cluster roll. Public one should, and still doesn't. Great. And the service crashed again. Like, I'm not crazy, am I? Like, or is it supposed to be lowercase version? That's why. That'd be very stupid if it was, but it honestly wouldn't surprise me. Okay, so that one works. And it also doesn't have any... Check on... There we go. Yeah, everything. And then what did I call the other thing? In the... wherever it is. Yeah, the sidecar. Oh, that's why they did it. Well, now it's open on port 80. Can I override the server? Can I override anything? So this is production external DNS, external DNS. But this one doesn't have AdGuard as part of its name. Alright. The values. Yeah, let's change the override. External DNS AdGuard. Change AdGuard name. Let's see. Alright. Possibly, after all that, so wait, so does it want the full thing? Hold on. What was that? Okay, so none of these pages have the actual function that I want. Oh, split it into two things. I'm guessing that's a max. Like, it should work, right? Okay, no, it has it now. External DNS, DNS endpoints and status. There's an extra S in there, isn't it? Why? 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 I hate this so much. Why would you do that? Why can't I just say, hey, if I want the CRDs, turn on RBAC? Why is that so difficult? Like, why would you add a mystery S to that? That just makes no sense. Like, that is stupid. Just, hey, we know you put in a thing, but just so you know, we're going to add an extra S to it. We're not going to tell you we're going to do that. Ugh, alright. Sure. Please, just fix. I'm so tired of this shit. Oh, good. That's what it's going to be called. You know what? I'm overriding the full name. That's what it's called, right? It's the full name override. We're getting there. So public actually should start working in a second. What? It's gonna, yeah, like that, it'll be fine. So once this builds and it's no longer greater than 63 characters, then it'll be fine. All right. Good. Almost good. There we go. Now it should be good. We should have a new deployment for that to become. Right. Right. What's your error? It has to be the full thing, doesn't it? Oh, I'm gonna die in a hole. Where is it? Slash v1 alpha 1. Fix full API version. Does private work? External dash DNS. I mean, that one actually should work. Wait a minute. Does it want the service for the DNS server or the HTTP server? What the hell is it? What is happening? Again, an example would be lovely. Like, I don't... Like, the AdGuard URL should be the HTTP one, right? So then why is it reaching out over HTTP? Failed to create AdGuard client. Dial TCP lookup. Oh, can it just not get it? I'm gonna go to like... Let's try ping external DNS adguard dot external DNS dot svc or curl or wget. So that worked. Found it. Does it just not like it? Oh, because it's not persisting anything, so port 3000 doesn't exist yet. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be annoying. External DNS, password. Password, next, dashboard. Port forward 80 to 3000. Okay. Can it do it now? So like now let's go to pods on homepage. Run that again. That is the name of the service, right? External DNS dash AdGuard, yeah. I'm gonna get this damn thing to function properly. Is it expecting... Is it expecting the DNS server and the HTTP server to be on the same service? Well, first things first, I do want to see. Is there a user in here? Yes. Huh. But I probably can't do that, can I? I'm imagining that's actually encrypted and not just like hashed. Well, maybe it's not. Alright, well that's fun. I'll figure that out later. But main thing, is this thing expecting? Like it only has one URL. Let's see if let's see if that works. Because I think what's the problem is that I can't say, hey, the DNS server lives here, but the web interface lives here. They have to be the same service address. Which feels like an issue. It's like, let's see, I'm imagining this AdGuard client. Because it said it could make the AdGuard client. It should be somewhere in here, client. So it makes an HTTP client. So then why was it saying it can't look up at 53? Also, I did remove the .local, right? Actually, that looked promising. No. Like, that actually looks somewhat... Failed to connect with the plugin. So then why is that one crashing? Come on. One of these has got to goddamn work. I still can't... Like, why is public still not working? What? I swear to God. If they really did this... Let's take a look. So this is the private DNS endpoints. DNS endpoints. Let's look at the deployment configurations. Private seems pretty normal. Son of a fucking bitch. Okay. I wonder what's the worst that can happen if I just tell both of them to create it. What's the worst that can happen? I did it with traffic. Oh, thank God. And private is working. It just took a long ass time. So now if we look at AdGuard, we should be able to see in our DNS settings. It's not in the DNS settings, it's in the DNS rewrites, right? No. I swear, it's gotta be somewhere. Do I have dry run on or something? Oh, I have dry run on. Alright. That's actually probably gonna... Oh no, it'll only redeploy the private. And the public is working. Look at that. So then let's double check. And basically all of this to say, if we see records for home and uptime X in both Cloudflare and in AdGuard, then I can't have custom internal records because it'll just get all of them, or I have to figure out some annotation filter. But at least at the moment, seems like we are in a good spot. So let me... pull this out. Names. Yeah, so home and uptime X are both the records that I am managing from the public system. And then as soon as this thing resyncs, this thing takes a long ass time for it to actually like figure itself out. Okay, but this container is still running. So it's figuring itself out. So it just takes a minute for it to actually, like, boot up. I guess it's fine. Come on. I know you can live. Come on. Leave that for a second. So it's still working on it. Yeah. It says, oh, resource appeared twice. That's fine. Just to, no, both of them are restarting. Why are both of them restarting? I can't confirm it. This one is fine, yeah. I'm not really sure what the catalyst was for this. Like, it worked at some point. What the hell happened? Is the webhook thing just not spinning up? Like, it seems like it dies almost immediately. Like, let's give it 30 seconds. It seems like it's really struggling to do anything before it gets immediately killed. Should be about done. Or not. Yeah, there it is. It's just getting stuck. Add card. Like, it's just kind of sitting. Okay, it timed out. That's at least something. But why is it timing out? Alright, so they both crashed. Ah. that the IP of the service? Is it getting it correctly? Yeah, 37. Oh! That'd be a very good reason. Port 80 isn't actually forwarded into it. Eyes. That would be a very good reason for it not to work. The port's not open. Setup is port 3000. HTTP port 80. So I'm pretty sure if I go and I edit this port, dash port 80 TCP there it is. There's all the custom filtering rules. So now let's see what we're looking for. So yeah, there we have Argo CD and Portal going to 91. Traffic long. Actually, it does look like it's working fine. And it is filtering out the custom resources. Actually, it's not looking for them at the moment. So as an example, what if I turn these back on? Hold on. Oh, you want to help? You want to help? Okay, you help. You help. And then we go here, and we should be able to re-trigger this one manually. Hi. What's the matter? Can you lay down with me? Can you lay down, please? Thanks. Okay. Here, I think you want to flip around, don't you? You like laying the other way, I know. Ugh. Here we go. Here we go, Suki. Can you lay down? Lay down. Alright. There we go. Okay. So now let's go to private. Public, private. What is that? 34. Oh, that just happened. So let's see. So all of those actually look good. It is able to ignore it. Perfect. So now then we have a working thing. All of my private records will go here. This will be basically what I use on my network as my upstream DNS server with 1 or 2 hops. But yeah, so now my internal ingresses go here, my external ingresses go to Cloudflare, and I don't have to deal with manually keeping up with anything. Anything I want like external, I can make in Flagsmith. Cool. Oh, it never actually turned on. There we go. Now we execute the workflow. Then we can actually see. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, so then just as I add new services, their DNS records will just kind of pop up as I configure them. What? I know. Can I go to my keyboard? Thank you. So like this one, right? Like the fact that I have an ingress up here configured with portal.domain makes this record appear, or more specifically, this record, which points to the load balancer that it's configured to. Yeah. Easy. Yeah, and then as soon as this confirms, I will be done for the night. And then my next task will actually be setting up the automatic connection between changing flags and triggering this build step so that I can just fully automate all that away. So it's working on it. I think it still didn't do it. Let me double check that it's actually using... Yeah, it has a source of CRD, but because of the label filter, it won't pick up anything that it's not supposed to. Yeah, no uptime X, no home record. So we're all good. Cool. I mean, that is exactly what I wanted to get accomplished today. So I have a fully separated traffic, I have a fully separated DNS setup. So one is fully managing the public, the other one's fully managing the private. I've got Longhorn's going to be tricky for the whole time, but that'd be whatever. I guess the next things I need to figure out are A, how to get AdGuard set up with that user automatically. Or like how to auto-generate a user at boot so that I can just deploy and be done. And then B is going to be how to yeah, B is going to be getting the connection between Flagsmith and this workflow set up so that I can just, whenever a workflow, whenever that hits, it just triggers the GitHub action. And I'm thinking I'm going to end up using Kestra for that, because I think that's going to be a really cool thing to get set up. If you aren't familiar with Kestra, it is basically a self-hostable automation workflow stack. So I can set up something that says, hey, when this Flagsmith, because it has a webhook integration, when this, kicks off, hit Kestra, and then Kestra can go to GitHub or call it through whatever with the right things and just say, hey, this is something you need to do now. And yeah. I also do like the idea that they say extend Kestra with our 400 plus plugins. How many plugins are here? 76. So are some of them just enterprise plugins? All right. But yeah, I think that'll be a cool, cool next stream. Yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you learned something, and hope to see you next time.